What is up? It's NFL Week 1. This is Club Fantasy. I'm Ryan Weisse, and we're here to talk about Club Fantasy's newest partner, Thrive Fantasy. Thrive is the perfect combination of player prop betting and DFS. You might be asking yourself how that works, but don't worry, I'm going to explain. Every week, you're going to be given 20 player props from the main slate. You're going to be choosing over or under. Sometimes it's completions, yardage, touchdown, catches. It's going to be different for every player every week. You just have to choose over or under. The more likely something is to happen, the fewer points it's worth. Everything starts with a middle of 100 points and goes up or down from there. That also means the less likely it is to happen, the more points it's going to be worth. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So the goal is not just to be right. The goal is also to score the most points, because just like in DFS, you have to beat either a head-to-head matchup or a tournament that you're in to win the cash. Most points wins the cash. Speaking of cash, if you use the link in the description or code CLUB, CLUB, when you sign up for Thrive, they're going to match your opening deposit up to $100. You're going to start off with more money than you came in with before you ever play the game. But my goal is to help you win the game. To start, there's a great article on our website written by Chris Molina. Chris gives you his top 5 props that he is most confident in this week, the things he believes are going to happen. That's the safe route, and I agree with every single one of them. I'm going to go a different route for this video. I'm going to give you my top 5 big swings. And what I mean by that is all 5 of these are prop bets that are worth more than 100 points. They're the things that are less likely to happen. But like will.i.am, I got a feeling. I'm going to start with the most confident. I am most confident Christian McCaffrey over 71.5 rushing yards. He's playing the Jets and he's Christian McCaffrey. I don't know if there needs to be much more explanation. I think this game's going to be a blowout from Carolina. I think they're going to run all over the Jets, and it's going to start with Christian McCaffrey. He averaged more than 70 yards per game in the 3 games he played last year, and the Jets gave up over 90 yards per game. This is worth 110 points on Thrive, and I think it's one of the easiest bets of the week. Number 2 is Deandre Hopkins. All he has to do is score a touchdown. It's over 0.5 receiving touchdowns. Tennessee actually gave up the most points to fantasy wide receivers last year and averaged giving up 1.4 touchdowns to the wide receiver position. I think DeAndre Hopkins scores 2 touchdowns in what should be a high-scoring game, and he's going to smash that over, and it's worth 110 points. Next up is another great running back, Alvin Kamara, over 71.5 rushing yards as well. This is actually worth 115 points. It's worth more than the Christian McCaffrey pick, probably because people believe New Orleans is going to get beat down by Green Bay. I actually believe that as well, but who else is New Orleans going to get the ball to? Kamara is by far their best weapon, and Green Bay gave up more than 91 rushing yards per game to running backs last year. I think they're going to force feed the ball to Kamara, and I think he comes out on top. This is actually worth 115 points on Thrive. It's the biggest one of the week for us that I believe could actually happen. These last 2, I'm not quite as confident in. The next one is David Montgomery not scoring a touchdown, rushing or receiving. It's under 0.5 total touchdowns. The Rams only gave up 8 rushing touchdowns to running backs last year. They only gave up 11 total touchdowns to running backs last year. I think the Bears are not going to be able to handle this Rams defense. The Rams front 7 is still intact. They lost some things in the secondary. If Chicago is going to do anything, it's going to be throwing the ball, and I don't think Montgomery is going to find much room to run going up against Aaron Donald. Betting the under here gives you 110 points on Thrive. Finally, and this one's going to sound kind of crazy, and this is actually in Chris's top 5 confidence ones. I'm not quite as confident as Chris. Stephon Diggs over 7.5 receptions. It's only worth 105 points, meaning it's working its way down towards less likely to happen. I'm not very confident that they're going to be able to get the ball to him that much. Pittsburgh only allowed 11 receptions to wide receivers per game last year. But here's the thing. If Buffalo's throwing, Emmanuel Sanders is banged up, Cole Beasley has COVID issues, Gabriel Davis still is unproven, Dawson Knox at tight end, the running backs are awful. They're throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs. They've already shown a great propensity to throw the ball this preseason, and Diggs averaged over 8 catches per game last year. So I still feel confident that could happen, just not as confident as the others, and it's worth 105 points, so it's not worth quite as much as the others. So that's it. Those are the 5 prop bets where I think you can take advantage of the lower side of things, the less likely to happen, but I think they could actually come true. Good luck this week, unless you're playing me.